Jai Hind everyone. I am Cadet Anya Swami from 1 Chandigarh Naval Unit from Carmel Convent School, Chandigarh. In today's video, we're going to be continuing our lesson on adventure training, and we are going to be covering the third chapter of adventure training, that is rock climbing. So first of all, what is rock climbing? Rock climbing is an activity in which participants climb up, down, or across natural rock formations or artificial rock walls. The goal is to reach the summit of a formation or the end point of a predefined route without falling. The lesson outline will be Part 1, consisting of rock climbing equipment, Part 2, containing rock climbing techniques, and Part 3, consisting of the safety tips for rock climbing. So without further ado, let's begin. Part 1, rock climbing equipment. There are 11 basic rock climbing equipment, and we'll be talking about each one of them in detail. Firstly, we have rope and webbing, as you can see in the pictures on the left. There are two types of ropes: dynamic ropes, which absorb the energy of falling. They are also known as belay ropes, and when the climber falls, they stretch, thus reducing the maximum force experienced by the climber. Secondly, we have the low elongation ropes, that are static ropes, which are less flexible and less stretchable. There are anchoring ropes that are also used as fixed ropes. Now we come to the second equipment, that is webbing and tape made from nylon. The picture again you can see on the left. When webbing is sewn or tied together at ends, it becomes a sling. The uses of this are, it is used for extending the distance between protection and a tie-in point during climbing. It is used as an anchor around a tree or a rock. It is used as makeshift harnesses, which are temporary harnesses. It is used for carrying equipment, and it is also used for protecting the rope that hangs over a sharp edge. Now we come to the third point, that is carabiners. Carabiners are metal loops with spring-loaded gates used as connectors, as you can see again on the left. They are used as connectors made from steel, and there are two major varieties of carabiners, which are locking and non-locking carabiners. Fourthly, we have quick draws that are used to connect ropes to bolt anchors or to other traditional protection, allowing the rope to move through the anchoring systems with minimal friction. You can see again the picture on the left. The fifth equipment is harnesses. Used for connecting the rope to the climber, there are two loops at the front of the harness where the climber ties into the rope at the working end using a figure-8 knot. Most harnesses used in climbing are pre-constructed and are worn around the pelvis and hips, although other types are used occasionally. Sixth is belay devices, that are mechanical friction brake devices used to control a rope when belayed. They allow the rope to be locked off with minimal effort to arrest a climber's fall. The seventh equipment we'll talk about are rappel devices that are also known as descenders. These devices are friction brakes which are designed for descending ropes. As you can see in the picture on the left, that is a rappel device. Eighthly, we have ascenders that are mechanical devices for ascending on a rope. They are also known as jumars. The ninth equipment is helmet, which is a piece of safety equipment that primarily protects the skull against the falling debris. Then, climbing shoes. Specially designed shoes must be worn to increase the grip of the foot on a climbing walk or rock face. And lastly, we have belay gloves that are either made from leather or a synthetic substitute. They have heat-resistant padding on the palm and fingers so that the mountaineers and the climbers can climb on the hilltops even when it's sunny. Part 2, rock climbing techniques. So first we'll be talking about the general terms. Arm bar and elbow bar, that is jamming an arm into a crack and locking it into place. Bridging or stemming, that is climbing a corner with the legs apart, one against each face, with the feet relying on friction or very small holes. Camp using arms, that is the power training done on a set of campus poles. Chest jam, that is jamming the torso into a wide crack for resting purposes. Chimneying, climbing between opposite rock faces. with the back and hands against one face and the feet against the other face, or alternating between both. Next, we have crimp or crimping, that is grabbing onto a hold with the fingertips alone. Dyno, the term is an abbreviation of dynamic maneuver, using the momentum of a movement or jump to reach a hold beyond your reach. Egyptian, drop knee or lolotti, method for reducing tension in arms when holding a side grip. One knee ends up in a low position with the body twisted towards the other leg. It can give a longer reach as the body and shoulders twist towards a hold. Egyptian bridging, the same position as bridging or stemming, but with one leg in front and one leg behind. Now we have the 10th rock climbing technique, that is extremity jams. Jamming involves taking advantage of a body part in a crack for the friction it produces to support a share of the body weight. Gaston, pulling sideways and outwards, akin to opening a pair of sliding doors. Heel hook, using the back of the heel to apply pressure to a hold for balance or leverage. Laybacking, climbing a vertical edge by side pulling the edge with both hands and relying on friction or very small holds for the feet. Now we come to mantle or mantle shelf. That is boosting upwards using only the arms and ending with arms fully extended downwards. The motion is similar to getting out of a swimming pool without using the ladder. No hands rest, that is the method for resting without using hands, such as standing on footholds or using a knee bar, jamming a knee into a large crack. Smearing, relying solely upon the friction of a flat surface, usually with the feet, to keep from falling. Toe hook. A toe hook is securing the upper side of the toes on a hold. It helps pull the body inwards towards the wall. Now we'll talk about jams using feet. We have two types of jams, that is foot jam and toe jam in a crack. First, let's talk about foot jam. This technique is also known as the heel to toe jam. It involves jamming the foot into a larger crack by twisting the foot in place, the contact with the crack being on the heels and toes. Toe jams in a crack when the foot is too large. The toe jam is used by locking the toes into a crack and lowering the heel down. Now we'll talk about flagging. Flagging, where one foot is not placed on a foothold and the leg is held in a position to maintain balance rather than to support weight. There are three basic flagging positions. Normal flag, where the flagging foot stays on the same side as the side that you're trying to move to. Reverse inside flag, where the flagging foot is crossed in front of the foot that is on the foothold. And reverse outside flag, where the flagging foot is crossed behind the foot that is on the foothold. Now we come to part 3, that is the safety guidelines. Always check the harnesses before your trip. Always check the knots. Always wear a helmet. Always check the rope and belay devices. Always use a long rope. Always pay attention. Always bring enough gear and spares with you. Always climb with the rope over your leg. Always properly clip the rope. Always use a safety anchor. Thank you, and I hope that these videos were helpful for you all. Jai Hind.